I'm zombie but awake 밤비가 내려와 Can't wait no time is a game so I just put it all my way I'm zombie but awake 밤비가 내려와.
Moving the camera around and around. Y'all, what is good, my crazies? Y'all, welcome back to the lab. I'm in the seat today, man. We got the ball. We're going to sit and have a smoke session. We're going to talk about NPCs and kind of how I think and believe my mom is now an NPC. Yes, but before we get this going, shout out to you, the viewers, subscribers. Y'all are amazing, man. We was at like 300 last week. We are at almost 400 this week. Amazing, crazy. That's y'all, that's you. Shout out to you. Big ups to you. Cheers to you. Thank you. And that's you. Cheers. Now, with that said, NPCs. Now I kind of believe my mom's an NPC. Well, if you don't know what an NPC is, it is a non-playable character in video games which just only have certain commands. You can only answer, do actions with only certain commands and actions that they are only abided to do. Big thing is this, if you've ever seen the movie Free Guy, kind of an example of an NPC. With that, we've all played NPCs. We already know that it is, but a non-playable character. With that said, it's crazy. This world does have many NPCs in it. Yes, it does say there is over 7 billion people living in the world. Do you really think there is 70 billion people living in the world? No. I don't think you can process 70 billion people in the world. It's just because it's just the way I think, how I think and just think. But with that said, have you ever seen 70 billion people in the world? No. And most of the people that you do interact with, the most people you do come see, or like I said, interact to, you know, coffee shop, gym, your job, just everyday life, there is an occasional, probably an NPC that is there. Even one of your coworkers could be one of those NPCs. Yes, it's weird to think that, and it's crazy to think that, but now in this day and age of technology of not really truly knowing where and when all this technology and simulation stuff really happened, it's not hard to open your mind and kind of think of the possibilities of what it could be now. With that, I've met many NPCs. They're only on different commands. They can only do certain things that are there to either put a ripple there or that. You kind of could have put that, like, you know, you have friends growing up in school that you don't talk to now. You have friends that you've met all through your life that you know you work with or not. And they're all put there for a reason, maybe for a lesson or taught, or maybe not to do something. That's kind of what NPCs do, that mission, that path of a source. And it is amazing to think about just the possibilities of, say, just where you live in your city and how many people you interact with in a day. And you could probably, I'm going to make it easy, say 200 people you might run into a day, and that's give or take. I'm putting that in the work atmosphere of what you do. Think about maybe only 50% of them being real. And then it gets even crazy, and maybe think about only 75% being NPCs. Yes, think of just that. It's even crazy. You think only 50% are real, but then you go on the NPC side, you want to think on a different crazy level. Think only maybe 25% of them real. Yes, that's how it makes 75% of them not real. Or NPC. It's crazy. It's weird to think that all those interactions that you've had, you've met the day, even customers and stuff, people you've waved or drove by, you've looked at, could be possibly an NPC. Now, with this in this day and age, the technology we're in, the stuff we are putting in our veins, the mass people that they made put in our veins, through this whole thing that we have all gone through all together in the last couple of years. As you see, that's my way to get around when hitting that flag there. Has the possibility of them turning people into NPCs. And I shouldn't turn around. I shouldn't believe that. I'm talking about the vaccines. Let's fuck it. I'm talking about the vaccines. The vaccines, you know, I said I got no hush about it. I don't know the truth about it. I'm not a doctor. I just know my belief is, hey, if you want to get the vaccine, if it makes you feel safe, go ahead. You know, go ahead. That's your choice. That's your choice. You know, that's just your choice. Me, I'm not going to get that damn thing because it's just my choice. But with that, think of, you know, I see my mom. My mom got both her vaccines. And the day she got her second vaccine was in February 2001. The 28th, actually, in February. And from that day, I mean, even during the pandemic, she had a heart attack, but she never caught COVID. She got it, but her second vaccine was February 28th. And since that day, her health, her memory, and everything went downhill. Her mind, her dementia all went downhill. It just started to pop up and got worse. On her health, she ended up going in the hospital, getting her what's called that pacemaker in her heart and all that. And with that, within a month since she's been home, her mind's not there. It's kind of like how you can talk to somebody and they just look somewhere else. It's kind of, I don't know if anybody has dealt with dementia, but she looks somewhere else. And it's only like I can only ask or do a certain command or request or whatever is programmed in her to understand lately is the only thing she understands. And it's so weird. And it's kind of like what NPCs do. They only react to that certain reaction that they're programmed to do. And I'm not saying the vaccine did it, but ever since she has been back and she's been going through all this, I don't have my mother. My mother is not there. It's like the only thing I can get to her is like those weird, easy commands, like yes or no, or easy, simple answer question commands and actions. And it's so weird. And it reminds me of a computer game. It reminds me of the NPCs that we've run across in every video game that we've ever played. I mean, shooter games, Grand Theft Auto, any ones you can think, and the possibilities of what is going on in this world now. And we all study, we all are open-minded with the Mandela effect, a little bit of conspiracy theories. I'm a psycho nut. I've been doing psychedelics for 8 years, 9 years. It's my life, I study this and I know different stuff. And we study this kind of stuff and we see these kind of things. And maybe we bypass and think that's stupid, but in a computer simulated generated world that this whole prism seems to be in reality as itself right now, why could that not be the truth? Why could there not be the NPC? Maybe that's what my NPC is, and that she's turned to an NPC, not just because everything she's going through the vaccine, but maybe the CERN or the time split or whatever it is, the glitch is my mom's now an NPC. Just makes you wonder and think and just expand that mind a little bit of the structures of the programs of what we do see, what we question we see, we deny that we see. And why not see this kind of a different light, as we're all in this computer generated system of a game of life to experience every emotion, to experience just life itself, and to bring that back to another spot to the system, learn more. Why could there not be the possibility that the majority of the people that you acquaintance walk by or even speak, judge, or look, the possibilities of them being an NPC, a non-playable character? It's crazy to think that. It blows my mind, and it shocks me too to think that that's what my mother could be too as well now as an NPC. I believe I am not the only one out there, and it's kind of a feeling of you can't explain, of that feeling of uncertainty, of that answer of the questions that we ask. What do you think about this? Life as an NPC all around your world, maybe possibly a relative, a loved one, a friend you might have known or still know an acquaintance of being an NPC, a non-playable character in this simulated world. With that said, your comments down below, let me know what you think about all that and your thoughts. With that, if you liked that at any time, man, y'all hit the thumbs up, y'all subscribe, and man, y'all be realer than real. Keep your mind open, because those eyes might just see everything in front of you.
Hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.